You know, big things are happening down under. Come 2026, Australia is launching this absolutely massive legal overhaul that's going to touch pretty much every part of life, from your paycheck to your privacy. So, okay, let's dive right into this national renovation. So just picture this for a second. What if an entire country decided it was time for a complete reno? And I'm not just talking about a fresh coat of paint here, nah. I mean ripping out the old wiring, reinforcing the foundations, and basically future-proofing the whole structure. Well, that is exactly what Australia is doing.
And to put it in proper Aussie terms, this is what you'd call a fair dinkum shakeup. It's the real deal, a genuine, no-nonsense overhaul. These are not minor tweaks we're talking about. They're huge, foundational shifts designed to reshape the country for decades to come.
Right, so any good renovation has to start with the foundations, right? Our first stop on this little tour is going to look at the big structural changes that are all about bolstering national security and making the economy more competitive and, well, more secure for everybody. First up, they're building a brand new national shield. On January 1st, 2026, the Australian Centre for Disease Control officially boots up. Now, after everything we've all learned in the last few years, the whole idea here is to create a single, powerful agency that can act as a frontline defense against any future health threats, whether it's pandemics or superbugs. But here's the thing, and it's a really interesting tension. On the one hand, the massive upside is being ready, being coordinated, and being proactive for the next big health crisis. But on the other hand, a powerful new agency like this, well, it doesn't come cheap. And that's an ongoing cost that taxpayers will have to shoulder for years. Okay, let's keep going with the economic foundations. Also kicking off on January 1st is a much tougher new set of rules for company mergers. For a long time now, people have been saying it's just been too easy for corporate giants to swallow up their smaller rivals. Well, starting in 2026, they're going to need a clear green light from the ACCC, that's the competition watchdog, before any big deal can go through. So the crucial point here really is the trade-off. For you and me, the consumers, the whole goal is to stop powerful monopolies from forming, which in theory should keep prices down and give us more choice. But for the businesses themselves, yeah, it definitely adds another layer of red tape, and that could slow down deals and create a bit more uncertainty in the market. And that economic cleanup doesn't stop there. From July 1st, 2026, we're seeing a major expansion of anti-money laundering laws. And this is a really big deal. For the first time ever, professionals like lawyers, accountants, and real estate agents are going to face the same kind of intense scrutiny as the banks. The plan is to shut down the pathways for illegal cash, especially in the property market, but it also means a mountain of new compliance paperwork is headed straight for them. Okay, so with the foundations sorted, let's head inside the house. This next part of the renovation is all about modernizing daily life, and there are some really significant updates here that are going to directly affect your job and your wallet. Now, this is an absolute game changer for millions of Australian workers. It's called Payday Super. From July 1st, 2026, your boss will be legally required to pay your superannuation, your retirement savings, every single time you get paid. Yep. No more waiting 3 months for that money to finally land in your account. And why is this so important? Well, this is all about the magic of compound interest. Getting that money into your account sooner just means it starts earning returns sooner. And over a lifetime, that could add up to tens of thousands of extra dollars by the time you retire. Plus, it's a huge security boost, protecting your money if a company suddenly goes under. This big renovation is also redesigning the floor plan, if you will, to make a bit more room for family, with a major boost coming for new parents all across the country. And the new magic number is 26 weeks. That's right, 6 full months. For any child born after July 1st, 2026, this is going to be the new length of government-paid parental leave. It's a really significant increase that's all about giving families more of that precious time together and a bit more financial stability in those crucial early days. And you know how the line between home and the office just keeps getting blurrier? Well, the workplace is getting another modern upgrade. The right to disconnect law is being strengthened. This protects your right to just ignore work calls and emails when you're not on the clock. It's a massive win for mental health and work-life balance, but it also creates a new puzzle for employers who sometimes have to deal with genuinely urgent issues after 5 p.m. So after all that, let's talk about the cost of living. It is on everyone's mind, and this renovation plan actually includes a couple of changes that are designed to provide a little bit of welcome relief for the old hip pocket. So as you can see, there's a small but, tangible tax cut on the way. The 16% income tax bracket is being trimmed down to 15% from July 2026. Look, it's not going to make anyone rich, but for millions of workers, it does mean a little bit of extra cash in their pocket with every single pay. And this number here, this represents more practical relief. The maximum you'll have to pay for essential medicines under the Pharmaceutical Benefit Scheme, or the PBS, is being lowered to just $25. This directly cuts the cost of vital health care and just makes essential prescriptions that much more affordable for everyone. All right, for our final stop, we're looking at the future-proofing phase. How exactly is this national renovation preparing Australia for the incredible pace of change we're seeing in technology, the environment, and in society itself? Now, this is a bold one. It's a world-leading and, let's be honest, a pretty controversial move. A ban on social media use for anyone under 16 is set to be fully enforced. The goal is clear, and it's a noble one, to protect youth mental health from the very well-documented harms of social media. But the execution? Wow, that raises some huge questions. I mean, how do you even enforce it without creating a data privacy nightmare? And what does it mean for a generation that's only ever known a connected world? And the country is trying to get ahead on a few other new frontiers, too. The federal court is rolling out its first ever guidelines for using artificial intelligence in legal cases. New, tougher anti-hate speech laws are being brought in to combat extremism both online and off. And environmental rules are getting a shakeup with these new bioregional plans to try and find a better balance between development and protecting nature. So after touring all these different changes, from the economy and the workplace to tech and healthcare, what's the final blueprint look like? What is this massive national renovation really trying to achieve in the end? Well, when you piece it all together, the ambition becomes pretty clear. The goal behind all of these separate policies is to construct a nation that's fundamentally fairer for its people, that's safer from all sorts of modern threats, and is just more robust and resilient in what is a pretty challenging world. And that, of course, leaves us with the ultimate question. It's a huge, ambitious project with very clear benefits and some very real costs. But will this national renovation, this fair dinkum shakeup, truly be enough to prepare Australia for whatever the future decides to throw at it? Well, that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it?